Hello, video 2 is here. Hope you enjoyed video 1 and you have started implementing all the stuff I taught you. You've been starting to get your mind right and you've been starting to get it onto a focused weight loss journey, okay? So video 2 is all about nutrition. I'm sure you guessed it. Number one thing that you need to have in your life is mindset before any weight loss happens. Number two thing is getting your nutrition good, okay? I shouldn't say good, I should say pretty awesome. Now, I believe that when it comes to nutrition, you need to be educated about your body and you need to be educated about what crap food does to your body, okay? So that's what I try and do with my clients. It's all very well people telling you, you need to eat this, you need to eat that because it's healthy. You know, of course you're going to try, but you don't really know what it's doing to you, do you? So you don't really see it as this massive beneficial thing, okay? It might make you feel better, but if you actually knew what some of the food you eat, some of the crap food you eat does to your body and the long-term effects it has on your body, I think you would eliminate it as of today, okay? So I want to touch on a few things so that you have some real valuable information to take away. Now, it's always very difficult for me to judge where I start with this, whether I start right at the beginning for people who have no nutrition knowledge whatsoever, or whether I start kind of in the middle for people who basically know the basics and they need sort of just a wee bit more information for me to go a bit more in depth. Okay, so I'm going to kind of start in between both of those. Without trying to make this too complicated. I do find that difficult. I'm extremely passionate about nutrition. I'm extremely passionate about it. Children's nutrition and nutrition for fat loss. And I'm extremely passionate about teaching clients about it. Like I said before, I love people to learn about their bodies, how their systems work, and what food does for them. Okay, so first off, we're going to start with our main nutrients, which are fats, proteins, and carbohydrates, okay? So, like I said, I'm trying to start in the middle, okay? Basically, you should know by now, you see stuff all over the internet, all over social media, what I'm talking about when I say fats, good fats, okay? So that's things like avocados, some nuts, nut oils, things like that, things that you should be including in your diet every day because we need fat. We need fat to lose fat, okay? Never cut fat out of your diet. Now, fats also include saturated fats, okay? Not crappy quality saturated fats like crappy sausages and things like that. Good quality meats, okay? Coconut oil is such saturated fat. Coconut oil, I'm sure you have seen, is an amazing thing to have in your diet daily. Okay, so that's basically fats, okay? Now you should know that stuff. If you don't, that's fine, okay? You just learned about it now, basically, okay? So protein is the next one. So good quality meats, fish, chicken again, eggs, things like beans, good quality beans again. Now I'm going to keep saying quality because there's a lot of people out there who think they eat good, but they always will choose a cheaper option, okay? Now I realise that food can be expensive, there are definitely ways around that, okay? Always try and go for quality stuff, always go for quality vegetables, quality meats, never go for the stingy crappy stuff, okay? It's not doing your body any favours at all and you'll be paying for it later in life. Okay, so then we have our carbohydrates, okay? So there's two different types of carbohydrates. There is your simple carbs and there is your complex carbs. Simple carbs are things like white rice, white flours, white bread, or your baking, all of that stuff. Complex carbs are things like brown rice, rolled oats, kumara, pumpkin, what else we've got, whole grain bread, whole grain pasta, okay, the things that are good for you, they give you slow release energy. These are the things that give you fast, quick energy, and they're stored as fat pretty quickly because, you know, there's not many of us running marathons after we eat a whole cake, is there? Usually that's kind of a desk activity or a night in at the movies or whatever. Okay, so very basic rundown of those, okay? So we need to include the complex carbs, the good proteins, and the good fats in our diet daily, okay? So there are a lot of options there. So again, I just want to touch on the fat. You need to have fat in your life to lose fat, okay? All that low fat stuff, do you actually know what that is? It is basically the real food version taken. All the fat has been stripped out of it, all of the goodness has gone with that fat, so all of the good nutrients from that, and then they'll put some sugar back in just to make it not taste like absolute crap because there's nothing left in there. Okay, next time you go to choose some kind of low fat alternative, have a look at the sugar and just see how much higher the sugar content is compared to the whole food version, okay? So low fat I'm not a big fan of. Of course you don't need to take my advice, health professionals everywhere are preaching different things, okay? But I personally, I will always go for full fat, whole food version, okay? And that's what my clients do as well. Okay, so basic rundown of our main nutrients. Now, I want to touch on, actually I want to make this quite a big subject, your sugars and your simple carbohydrates, okay? So, that's our main problem, right? Is you love chocolate, you love sweets, you love sugar, you love chips, you love to just have that. If you could, you'd eat that all the time. You wish that that was healthy, absolutely wish that was healthy. What that is doing to your body, okay, I'm going to try and do this very simply, take you through what that is doing to your body. So let's take, for example, we'll just do chocolate because everyone seems to like chocolate, okay? So you're at your desk at work, you basically sit down all day, you feel like your energy levels get low during the afternoon, right? So there's the snack box there, you get a chocolate bar, you eat the chocolate bar, you feel like your energy levels are going up again, you're starting to feel pretty good. It gets you through the rest of the day until you get home, okay? What is happening to your body when you eat that chocolate bar? You eat it, it goes down into your stomach, instantly it releases, keeping in mind that all food is energy, okay? Instantly, your body will turn it into glucose. So glucose is a basically fast energy. Your body uses glucose when it needs energy quick. So for someone who's training really, really hard and a lot, they need to have glucose readily in their body so that they can get the best out of their performance, okay? So the chocolate bar, your body will turn it into glucose that is rushing around your bloodstream, okay, giving you lots of energy. That's the big surge of energy you feel. It raises your blood sugar levels right up, okay, so that's again the big surge of energy that you're feeling. Your body's that's rushing around trying to find where it needs to be used, rushing into your limbs, rushing everywhere. Your body realizes it isn't being used, okay, the glucose from the chocolate, it isn't being used at all, okay, because you're just sitting there. Instantly it will send out insulin, or it'll take some of the glucose, it'll store it as glycogen into your muscles and into your liver, okay, to use for later. It will take the rest of it the rest of it will be taken by the insulin. This insulin will be released from your hormones. Your insulin will pick it up and it will travel with it and store it as fat, okay, because it isn't being used. It isn't being used at all, okay, so your body needs to get it out of your blood system, out of your bloodstream, so that your blood sugar levels aren't so high, okay, because they can't stay that high the whole time, unfortunately. Okay, what happens then? Your blood sugar levels crash hard, they come down really hard, and that's when you feel really tired again, okay, and you feel like your mind's sending you those signals. I need something else to pick me up, I need an energy drink, I need something else, okay? And all day you are literally doing this because you're listening to what your body, or what your brain is mistakenly telling you, okay? So all day it's doing this. If that is you, do you really want to be eating that stuff all the time and storing it as fat, okay? Of course you don't. What often happens is if it has been years of doing this, your body becomes very sensitive, okay? So basically that becomes a fat storing machine. It gets so used to the insulin release and the fat storing that it starts to just get in a real habit of doing it constantly, okay? So how do you fix this? I'm sure you're wondering. How you fix it, which is the part I wanted to get right into at the end, but let's get into it now, is you eliminate the sugar and the simple carbs from your diet completely. Get them out, okay? They are doing you absolutely no good. Now this is only very basics of what they're doing with your insulin and fat storing. If I could get into what they were actually doing to your digestive system, what these food groups are doing to your digestive system, what they were doing to everything in your body, I guarantee you would not look at them again. Okay, now just quickly, a really good book to read is Dr. Libby's book, what's it called? Beauty from the Inside Out. Gives you a really basic understanding of your body, the hormones, your digestive system, everything. Gives you a really good basic understanding. I think it is essential for people to learn this kind of thing. So Dr. Libby's book, Beauty from the Inside Out, really, really good book, okay? So, basically, how do you fix this? How do you fix yourself? I keep going back here just to look at my notes, make sure I don't forget anything. How do you fix yourself from being constantly addicted and constantly needing caffeine from energy drinks, sugar, things that pick you up, all those simple carbs that are doing your body no favours at all? You need to start eating regularly, okay? So eating about every 3 hours. That's how long it takes our body to turn over, our metabolism to turn over the food that you ate last time, depending on the size of the meal, of course. Do not go and have a massive, huge meal. You won't go if you're eating every 3 hours, will you? Okay, so that's how long it should take for your metabolism to turn it over and be hungry and ready for the next meal, okay? So when you go to eat, I'm sure you have heard this before, I'm sure you have, but when you go to eat, you shouldn't be feeling starving. You should be feeling slightly peckish. Within the next hour you want to eat, okay? That's how you should be feeling. You shouldn't be getting to a point where you're starving and your blood sugar levels drop and then you're just craving something quick, which will give you quick energy drinks, chocolate, whatever, okay? So you need to be eating every 3 hours, and every 3 hours you need to be having a meal that is high in good proteins, has good fats in it, and is full of vegetables. Okay, so every 3 hours. So I'm actually going to give you, which will be really helpful I'm sure, an example of a really good day of eating. Okay, so how can you see this? If I just leave it here, you can see it all right, yep. Okay, so let's take breakfast. Okay, so in the morning, at the moment you might be having some Special K, thinking it's doing your wonders with your morning coffee. Special K is basically some processed simple carbohydrates with sugar, okay? So what you're doing in the morning, as soon as you get out of your bed, your poor old body, you're absorbing that, you're putting it into your body, your blood sugar levels shooting up again, okay? Then you have your morning coffee, caffeine, again is shooting those levels up. Your body doesn't even get a chance to absorb any nutrients or anything because there's really nothing in there. Okay, there is in Special K nutrients that have been put back in, man-made, put back in, but they are nowhere near as effective as whole food, real food nutrients, okay, obviously. So let's take morning as an example. So a lot of people tell me they're not that hungry in the morning when their metabolisms aren't working right. Okay, so let's just say you have a nice smoothie. It's an easy thing to have, right? So you might have a smoothie with, for example, some almond milk or some water with a couple of scoops of pure protein powder. There's your protein with your almond milk and your protein. You might have one piece of fruit in it, a banana. You might have a scoop of almond butter in it. There's your good fats. You might have some chia seeds in it, again some really good fats, which are good for your body, which is going to help you burn fat. It's going to encourage your body to release fat. And you might have a handful of spinach in there, for example. Okay, there's your veggies. Okay, perfect, awesome start to the day, tastes delicious. You can take it in the car on the way to work. Really no excuses, right? Okay, so you can do that every morning, and that's going to start to give your metabolism a really nice kick start from the beginning. Okay, so say you have that at around 7 o'clock, 3 hours later, it's time for your next snack, and you should be pretty hungry. Say after a week, you're still not feeling hungry, you need to keep working at it, okay? You need to keep having that breakfast, and you need to keep trying to have something at every 3 hour interval. Okay, because it's going to teach your metabolism that no, you're not starving it anymore. You're not going to make it wait for hours. You're going to keep feeding it stuff throughout the day. Okay, so an example for our next meal, 3 hours after breakfast, might be just a nice handful of almonds, or basically any nut would do, okay? It might be Brazil nuts, which are very high in minerals, very good for you. It might be some cashews, whatever you really love, okay? So I don't want to be forcing stuff onto you that you don't particularly enjoy. Find what you love, okay? 3 hours after that, might have this fruit here too, depending how hungry you are, okay? You adjust it to how you feel. Listen to your body, listen to your own gauges. 3 hours after that, it is lunchtime. Maybe lunchtime lately has just been a couple of pieces of bread with some ham and cheese in between. Very little nutritional value, right? Particularly if it's white bread, probably processed ham from the supermarket, cheese, cheese is goodness of course, but very low nutritional value there in that meal. Okay, so why not instead have a nicely bowl of brown rice with some nice tamari sauce, and you might have some nice cooked broccoli from the night before. You might have some maybe organic butter poured on the broccoli, yummy, some nice good fats, and some chicken, some crumb chicken or something, okay? Yummy, yummy meal. Of course you need to be prepared though, but you will so look forward to eating that. You would feel amazingly good from it, right? You'd feel full. Your blood sugar levels are very even at this stage. You've got some nice fats in the morning, and you're continuing with them, okay? Next, 3 hours after that, afternoon snack. Now this is usually where you have your massive drop in your blood sugar levels, okay? It's usually where it comes. If you've had 3 meals before that, very unlikely that you'll have that drop, but we still need to satisfy that 3-hour gap, don't we? So you're going to have, say for example, another protein shake, because it gives you that nice sweet kick. You might have some berries as well with it for the antioxidants and things that are going to be cleansing your body. Nice handful of berries, or you might have some nice yummy organic yogurt, and you might want to sweeten it with the protein powder. Okay, so whatever you like here, as long as it's real, as long as it's pure. Okay, and then dinner, basically, you will be having again what you had for lunch, but you might be having a nice beautiful cut of steak, or you might be having a nice vegetarian dish full of yummy beautiful veggies from your garden would be best. Get into some gardening, and you'll go to bed feeling amazing. You'll go to bed feeling not crappy from the biscuits you just stopped your face with after dinner. If you do that for a week, you will notice changes in your body, okay? Now, of course, you need to be careful of portion sizes. Don't go and have massive big meals, but like I said, use your body as a gauge. Because if you're eating every 3 hours, it's very unlikely that you're going to go and have huge big meals, okay? Every 3 hours, whole pure food. That is my message in a very simple surface way without getting too deep. Okay, so that is basically how you should be eating, okay? Now I want to go on to talk about some caffeine issues. So I absolutely love coffee. I wouldn't say addicted to it, but I think any mother that works with young kids, not even if you don't have young kids and you don't work, we all have such a busy, high-stress lives these days that coffee and alcohol can be the things we turn to often, right? So mine's definitely coffee, and I've lately found the last couple of weeks, every morning I've been waking straight up and having a coffee, okay? And that is not good at all, because I'm waking up and I'm relying on it, okay? What coffee does to your body is the caffeine. Now, without going too deep into what hormones are doing to you, okay, that can be for a later video, the caffeine goes into your bloodstream, it triggers your adrenal glands, okay? So basically your adrenal glands are there for fight or flight, okay? Your adrenal glands release adrenaline, okay? So adrenaline's there for, say you've got a massive fright, or you need to basically save yourself, your adrenaline's released to help you have that energy and help your blood rush to all your lungs so that you can run away from whatever danger there is. Caffeine triggers that hormone, okay? And it's released. Blood is taken from your digestive system. It is pushed into your limbs so that you can run fast and get away if you need to, okay? your body is pumping, your body will actually go into your muscles and your liver and turn glycogen, which is stored glucose, back into glucose, put it in your bloodstream so you have fast release energy, which is what glucose is for, remember. Fast release energy rushing around your bloodstream so that you can quickly get away from whatever danger there is, fight or flight hormone, okay? What happens is usually you'll be having your coffee in the morning just when you wake up, and all of these processes are happening in your poor body, okay? Or you'll be sitting, some people that have 8 coffees a day, I can't believe you're doing that, okay? But again, you probably don't understand the processes that are happening in your body, okay? So fight or flight is going on, your glucose is released into your blood, it's rushing around like crazy. Eventually your body realizes, well, hey, she's not even doing anything, she's just sitting there working on the computer. So of course insulin is released again, okay? Insulin's released to clean up the glucose which is left over, okay? So of course insulin rushes around, takes glucose, stores it as fat. Okay, so you haven't even eaten anything sugary or any any simple carbs yet, but your body is still taking stored glycogen, turning it into glucose, and it is then storing it as fat. Okay, so you see this vicious cycle that can happen when you play havoc with your hormones, and that's what caffeine does. Caffeine plays havoc with your hormones, okay? So 1 coffee a day, if you absolutely love it, don't go take it away from yourself. But 1 coffee a day I think is plenty if you're not an overly active person, if you're just maybe a desk job most of the time. Okay, so that's a basic rundown of what your caffeine is doing to you. High stress is a massive problem when you're trying to lose fat, okay, because again your hormones are just constantly releasing cortisol and releasing adrenaline, which makes it absolutely impossible to lose fat, okay, without going in depth into that as well. You need to keep your stress levels low. So how to do that is just to always take big breaths, always give yourself, if you worked at a desk maybe, or at a computer most of the time, make sure you go for a little walk regularly, take big breaths. We always just breathe from our chest these days, take big deep breaths right down into your stomach. Okay, and always try and think, as in video 1, always try and think with a really positive attitude, okay? Don't be bringing all negative stuff into you and being rushed. This day and age, we have our cell phone ringing, we have our kids demanding us, we have to be in the car and at work at this certain time. We have so many demands. You need to really start to get back in touch with your body and listen to what it's saying to you, okay? Because it has all the right messages, and it always has had all the right messages. Okay, so start to listen to your body and you will notice a massive change in your weight loss and your life. Okay, that is video 1 wrapped up. I would love to hear your comments and questions if you have any more.